Moving on, monthly financial report. Had a chance to look through that?
I did.
Everything.
Everything looks good to me.
Okay, everything seems to be in order there. At this time, 4-H tree decorating. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Evan Betts, and we are the Gemini Juniors 4-H Club. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to ask to decorate the Christmas trees. The club members that are present today to ask about this is me, Evan Betts, my sister Evangeline Betts, Alexia Mills, Gabriel Mills, Ashlyn Erickson, Jaden Connor, Josiah Connor, Kai Coomer, and Abigail Coomer.
Hi, I'm Evangeline. We are here on behalf of the Gemini Juniors 4-H Club to request permission to decorate the trees north of the library for the holiday season. We have been carrying out this process of decorating for the past several years and believe that our work is impactful not only for our community but for our club as well.
Hi, I'm Ashlyn Erickson. This is an opportunity for all youth in our community to help make the holidays merrier. We also want to use this opportunity to request other youths in our community to help contribute to our decoration collection. Simply drop off any decorations that you make at the 4-H Extension Office on Main Street. We would like to remind those interested that these decorations must be able to hold up to the strong Kansas winds.
We also want to acknowledge Boy Scout Troop 101. Scouts and leaders will hang the ornaments.
We enlist the Boy Scout Troop 101 to help with the decorating process while we provide the decorations and refreshments as a thank you for their help.
Hi, I'm Jaden. This is a project we enjoy leading and participating in each year. We appreciate the opportunity to do so again. We thank the Ellis County Commission for their past support of this project and request your permission to once again decorate the trees by the public library. We are happy to answer any questions you may have.
I have no questions, but I do like that you all had a piece of paper that you read instead of using your phone. And you will be able to put Christmas lights up pretty high with that crutch on there. So very good, good leadership there. Thank you guys for doing that.
Thank you for coming. I do have a question for you as an entire group. Has anybody from this group participated in years past?
I have, my sister has, I think Kai Coomer has, Josiah Connor, and Jaden Connor has. So.
Okay, so we do have some new faces to it.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. We'll continue it on. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have no problems with them going
I
ahead and
have
decorating.
No problems at all. That is great that you kiddos are doing that.
Spread it around. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. At this time, we will have discussion over the Health Department Director job description update.
Good morning, Jennifer Taylor, Ellis County HR, and I am just here to ask for approval of the new job description per your guys' direction. We have updated it with some minor updates to the title and some of the requirements so we can provide a clearer and more accurate understanding of what the role does.
I agree. The updates they make sense to me. this more describes what we're expecting for an applicant. Any questions?
No, I have none. I'll move to approve the updates to the Health Department Director job description.
I will second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jennifer.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Just for clarification from the commission as well, since the job description has been approved, is the commission okay with go ahead and opening the position back up for applications again?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Next, we have removal of a bank security deposit box.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rebecca
Morning.
Herzog, Register of Deeds.
Good morning.
In the front office in the northeast corner, it's like a closet, but the bank used it for a security drop box. I would like to have approval to have that drop box taken out to make more room for storage, make that room storage. Right now, there is not much storage at all in there with that concrete drop box in the middle of it. So I'd like your approval to move forward to have that removed.
Okay. I have no problems with this. You've I think, updated us on this here a little over a year ago. So
Yes.
I have no problems moving forward.
And how long you been tripping over that? A long time? Okay, no, I too, let's get rid of it, and it's a trip
Okay.
hazard, so.
You know, and I will say this, a number of people from the community have complimented us on your office, on how well it's run. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
So
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Next, we have installation of a 2-inch gas line for a new gas cook stove in the detention facility kitchen.
Good morning, Commissioner. Scott
Morning.
Brown, Ellis County
Good morning.
Sheriff. So before you, you have a proposal for the installation of a 2-inch gas line into our detention facility. Currently, the kitchen operates off electric burners, and we've had some problems with those. They go out about once a year, and they kind of alternate, so it's like $1,000 to $1,200 to replace those per year. They also don't meet the needs of our cooking, our contract provider for food. The reason being is they worked with the previous provider because that food was prepared already. This current one, the food is actually fresh that comes in, and so therefore they need something that with a greater heat source, and they're utilizing these burners a lot more than we used to, those electric ones, which held up a little bit better. And so in order to do that, we're going to have to add a 2-inch gas line. We looked through the building. When I say we, I mean Greg and myself, and we couldn't find one, so there will have to be one run in. There's 2 different bids that you saw, one from Glassman and one from Allman, and there's a significant price difference. Allman is running it along the eave of it, and they're going to run it along the side of the building and then straight into the kitchen on the east side of the building. Glassman proposed to run it over the top and drop it through the roof and come down. When we proposed, we had mentioned something to them that we were going, I suggested that we run it through the side of the building. It made more sense to me because we already have enough water leaks, as we all know, on our roof. So in doing so, Greg reached out to Glassman and advised them that, hey, do you want to come rebid this? And they said no, they were going to keep their bid the same, whether it was going through the roof or along the side. And so that's the variation in the bid. It's over almost $5,000 difference. And then we had one other one, which is not in here because we never got a bid. They said that they were interested in it only to do it by materials and labor, and then they would bill us when they're done. Obviously, that's not a very good move for us. So my proposal would be to adopt the Allman bid, and I will stand for questions.
Okay, well, thank you for the clarification. I did have concerns over that because that
Yeah.
was pretty stark difference.
Yes. I thought the same thing, so.
Do you already have the new cooktop?
I do. We may have pulled the trigger sooner than we should have, Commissioners, but there was a deal. It actually came out of another Hobart location in multiple states across. They had purchased it, and it was supposed to go in, and there was a game change at that location, and so they gave us for like 5% above their cost. So I thought we should probably swipe that up because it would have been like $3,000 for that. So,
Okay,
yeah.
very good.
And I didn't talk about funding. I did put it in here. The funding will come out of commissary because it's used for inmates, which is legal in regards to use of that money. And so it won't come out of Fund 6 and it won't come out of my Fund 22, which is the sheriff's fund. We'll just take it out of the commissary, so it'll be funded.
Okay. And you have enough in the commissary fund to
Yes.
accommodate?
Yes.
Okay.
So how large is this? Is it like a flat top or is it oven plus a
It's your
cooktop?
typical household one, but it
Okay.
doesn't have the stove in the bottom
Okay.
side, so it's just a hot plate, and it'll sit on top of, I say hot plate, but it's not a hot plate, it's actually a burner.
Okay.
It will sit on top of a metal one that those other ones are currently setting on, so we don't have any additional costs. So it will have 4 burners on it, which will facilitate our needs a lot better.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Well, I have no further questions on that. Action. Oh, with that, I'll move to approve to install a 2-inch gas line for a cook stove in the detention facility to be installed by the Almond Company for $5,300, and I'm not seeing a PO number on that.
I didn't
don't
submit a
believe there is
PO
one.
number because they are, if this is approved, they will be moving on to it next week and getting it done. That's how quick. So it'll be ending this year.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, I am
Well,
make
thanks.
the motion, so.
Yeah, well, thanks to them to getting on that because you're in need of it. And,
Yeah, we are. We're operating with 1 burner currently.
Oh,
So-
okay.
well,
The sooner
I
the
will,
better.
I will second that motion then.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Commissioners.
Okay, next item on our agenda is the closure of Public Works on November 20th through the 21st, 2024. Darren?
Morning, Commissioners. Darren Myers, County Administrator. Next item is to talk about the potential closure of the Public Works offices only next week on Wednesday and Thursday, the 20th and 21st. As the Commission knows, the new Public Works facility has been completed. Last week, November the 4th, which was Monday, we did a walkthrough with the engineers, the architects, mechanical, and our staff, as well as PWC staff. Created a checklist of items that were to be completed before we could take possession and start moving in. The list was smaller than what, not that we expected, but there was not as significant or any large items that needed to be fixed or corrected before we could actually take possession. The original plan was possibly that we could close the offices this week and get moved, but just for the sake of time and still having PWC and their subcontractors trying to wrap some of the items up, we pushed it off till next week to ask the commission close. And then on Monday, which would be the 12th? No, today's the 12th. The 11th.
Yeah.
18th.
The 18th.
The 18th is planned that we're going to have another walkthrough to go through the offices and the shop and everything, the exterior. There are some things that need to be done that have no impact on us moving or having people occupy the facility, nor the occupancy. So with that, we're asking that the commission approve that we close the public works staff on the office on the 20th and 21st to allow them to move and get set up in their new facility.
Okay. Will this affect the road and bridge departments as well?
Everybody will close. They're gonna have trucks, equipment, trailers, and everything to try to get as much stuff moved as they can. Part of it has to be that some of the equipment has to be shut down and turned off because it's actually part of the bid. A lot of the equipment in the offices for IT, but also out in the shop, the lathes, the presses, and all those have to be hardwired in. So we have to have those. They're actually going to start moving them up there and start having them installed. I was up there last week when we took the air compressor up to have all the shop lines hooked up to the air compressor. So the longer we wait, the less they can actually do at their new facility too, with some of their equipment that's out there.
Okay. Any questions?
Do we have enclosed trailers? Because Monday they're talking soaking rain again, or?
They do have trailers. We have another one out at the solid waste facility, and we've also looked at and considered, depending on how the weather is, visiting with U-Haul and getting some of their U-Haul trucks with the Tommy lifts on them to help move equipment as well, to make it, and then like as Nathan had inferred to, get everybody in. And I joked around from the very beginning that once we actually move, it will actually rain the 2 days prior, and then we'll on the roads. We'll deal with that as much as we can, but they need to get moved, and the next part of that is getting as much moved as possible, so that way there's less lingering around for them to move afterwards. As Mr. Jeter's working with the date with Midwestern Pipeworks to take possession of the new facility here within a couple months.
Okay.
Some of the items, Darren, that were on the punch list, I mean, was there anything significant that stuck out that needed?
So some of the items, like I said, we got the air compressor moved. They had to hook it up. The drill press, the lathe, a lot of the machine work, the welding shop has to be moved out there, and then they have to hook it up. The generator pad is one thing that won't be done for a while. We received the new generator for the law enforcement center, but we're still waiting on the transfer switch. So it's no impact to them now. If they lose power, they lose power. It's kind of like they lose power now and not have any backup power. There were a lot of things like on the insulation or the batting, the white batting of the exterior of the building. They had to go around and touch up some of the tape that tapes the stuff together to hold it. Cleaning, just minor cleaning things that had to be done. Tri-Central is actually out there last week and started installing all the desks that were purchased. That's not part of the bid, but they'll at least allow them to get up there and get set up. They were still working on the electric water heaters. That was a additional PO or a change order that the commission approved to have hot water in the noxious for the safety features in the shower, the eye wash, sink, and everything in noxious weed, both in their shop as well as in their cold storage facility out there. Like a very minor thing that they actually looked, but they notate everything that there's 2 mini splits on the north and the south end of the cold storage building. They had the paperwork packet there, but the thermostats are like remote thermostats. They weren't in the bags, but they notated they weren't available. So there's a lot of really small items like that that just take 5 minutes to fix up. And I did speak with Andy yesterday. He's the foreman for the project from PwC, and he feels very confident that they'll be significantly done with all the lists that were on the item, or most of the items that were on the list, but there's going to be things that are going to hold off as well. Another item is the sign out by 183. That'll be done afterwards as preliminary design. Commercial builders or commercial sign is currently putting something together and getting a proposal back to PwC.
Okay.
Little things like that, but nothing major. Test and balance of the HVAC need to be done, but that has to be done once everything's
Everybody's in there.
everybody's in there, everything's up and running. I know Commissioner Younger asked me yesterday, the public had asked why the lights are on all the time. The new facility have LED lights, but they are on timers as well as motion sensors. They all have to be programmed, and they're not programmed yet, so the lights are staying on. So once those get programmed, they'll come on and off, and they'll be on the proper timers day and night. So that way it looks like we're burning electricity right now, but they were just waiting a couple days for them to get in and start getting those lights programmed. So that's
Okay.
another couple items.
Yeah, because I had some pushback on that from some individuals, so, but anyhow.
Understood.
Okay, I move to close the Public Works Department on November 20th and November 21st to allow time for moving to the new facility.
I will second that. We have a motion, so all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. Our next topic to discuss is DP management and RMDX development, moderate income housing, the MIH grant.
As the commission remembers, last week, DP Management, RMDX, was here to present the commission with their proposed housing development just to the east of Hayes Medical Center on 22nd Street near Wheatland. At that time, they asked permission that they can continue to submit it on behalf of the county's behalf. Since then, myself, Dave Klingon, we've been working with them to get the proper documents back. And attached are the 3 documents that are needed for them to be able to submit the MIH grant to the state. One is a resolution basically stating that the county is aware of and will work with the state to, if they were awarded the grant, a personal guarantee from the developer, as well as the assumption agreement, are all the 3 required documents. And over the weekend, I did get all of their documents back, signed and notarized. So now it's just on our behalf to get those signed. One thing I did notice afterwards, we're working with a gentleman named Matt Doherty from DP and RMDX. I made the mistake, I had Toby Doherty in the, what's attached on the agenda. But with the document that I handed out this morning, I had that fixed late last week, and they switched it back to Matt Doherty and re-signed the document. So what you have this morning in front of you, that's the only change to be approved.
Okay. And we did give verbal consent last week that we were going to proceed with this, so. Well, with that, I will move to approve Resolution 2024-17, the assumption agreement and personal guarantee with RMDX LLC in support of the MIH grant application.
I'll second that.
So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Well, with that, we'll move on to County Administrator report.
I just want to pass along a quick thanks to Greg and Keith in our Buildings and Grounds Department last week, recognizing Operation Greenlight for veterans. They changed all the bulbs and lights at the courthouse, law enforcement center, and emergency services building, and now they get to change them all back. So thanks for their work to get that done. They all look good. So that's all I have.
Okay. County Commissioner reports. Commissioner Younger?
Okay, I did also attend this is a tongue twister deal, but it's a Fort Hays Tech North Central. I was impressed with all the young people that were there, because they had all the students at the opening ceremony there, and just so we can retain them here in Ellis County. That's going to be the next thing. I talked to the CDL instructor. Some stay, and he said a lot of them are already leaving. They want to get their CDL and go. So hopefully this housing thing and building our community will help some of them stick around. But it was flooded with people. There was a lot of people there, which is good. So that facility, we can teach a lot more students. There was a lot of them in the construction / HVAC, just a hands-on thing that we need to get back instead of on the phone and computer. They've got that down pat. So also I went to the Hays City meeting, just a work session, and the resolution we just approved, he was there, and let's get some houses here and get some people in. And then I also did, and this was pretty fascinating too, Gibbs Auto ribbon cutting, 60 years of service. Just think of all the tax dollars that they have generated in 60 years. So that was pretty cool and interesting. Kind of a rainy day, but they did have a pretty good turnout. And I also did go to the Shenshin meeting. Interesting, and some of that will come up in our meeting on the 26th. So, and then thanks to everybody again for voting. Thank Bobby and her crew and all the people that volunteered to go to the polls and help. There was a lot of numbers this time, and which is good. So thank you and all your staff. And I know when I did go vote, I thanked them all too for being there. And then again, thanks to all the vets, Darren, all of them. The list goes on and on and on. Without them, we wouldn't be where we're at. So that's all I have.
Okay, well, I'll echo those sentiments. The only other item I went on was I did make a brief stop at the Ellis County Rural Firefighters Annual Meeting last week, Thursday, and thanked all the volunteers and got a pretty warm reception for the commission on the support that we've shown them over the past couple of years. So I guess keep up the good work on our part. And like I told them, we can't have some of the things we have in the community without their volunteer service. So I did thank them, and I appreciate all their service. So
That means a lot. Anybody that can go out and volunteer for something, do it. It's out there waiting for you. So.
okay. Well, with that, I have no more report. We do not have any executive sessions today. So we will move to adjourn at 8:57.